Alright, let's take a look at the Facsimile edition of Detective Comics number 31, an early appearance of the Batman. Of course, this isn't the real thing. If I owned the real thing, I wouldn't be working anymore. I would retire off of however much that the real thing costs. I love these facsimiles. I know everyone does. It's great to see how the comic was presented back then without, breaking the bank on a real version of it. So of course this price is fake, but everything else is pretty much what the cover looked like. Probably a different glossy print of the cover bound here, but now powerful and awesome, the mysterious Batman again appears to oppose the evil forces of a terrifying master of crime known as the Monk. Dun dun dun. So here are the ads that adorn the inside cover of the original greatest scoop in comic magazine history, All American Comics, and movie comics. And you know what's funny about movie comics? They adapted a lot of movies people have just long forgotten now, but everyone knows Man in the Iron Mask. So here's Batman in an old newsprint type of paper. Here's Julie being assaulted here, and then here's Batman. What am I doing here? Who are you? So here's Batman, and it's like next morning Bruce Wayne is called to his fiance's home. So she's the fiance, a long forgotten female companion of Bruce Wayne, I suppose. I love Bruce Wayne's getup here with this striped like sort of a suit here with a bow tie and his like pipe and everything. So here, here's Julie here, and I don't like the crack doctor made about werewolves, Julie. So Batman would fight monsters and things too every so often. Here, Bruce Wayne reveals two new weapons. He says, "Here's the Bat Gyro, which just looks like a hang glider, but yeah, it has a propeller here. And the Flying Batarang, modeled after the Australian Bushman's Boomerang, which I guess was like sort of strange and new to American readers here. So here he's in the Bat Gyro. Well before the Bat Plane and all that stuff. He's taking off. He's looking down on Gotham. Or whatever city this is supposed to be in these early days, right? So here's the Monk, big bad guy. He can hypnotize people. And Batman throws a batarang at him, and it misses. He picks it up. He goes into his Bat Gyro. Paris at last. So here the search begins. Batman is doing his Batman thing, jumping on stuff, staking out like windows and everything. A warm reception has been prepared for him. So a big like ape that he doesn't really fight, he just escapes it, goes into this trap net here. Uses his handy dandy batarang. Yeah, they're getting a lot of use out of this thing, more so than the Bat Gyro. Here's the Monk, a heroic gesture, but a futile one. The lever will remain down this time. Anyways, Batman escapes, and then he has to fight this ape again, and of course escapes again. He doesn't want to fight this ape. So here's the Bat Gyro. So here Batman flings his batarang at the Monk, hits him in the head. That's basically the end of the Monk here, and then the Bat Gyro takes off with Batman. He rescues Julie from this car, and there you go. That's the Batman adventure. Now, like most comics of the time, this comic book is packed with other stories. You get a lot of bang for your buck, as they say. It's 64 pages. Here's the detective stamp page. Latest arrivals for World's Fair. Latvia Honors Premiere. There you go. Alright, Crime Never Pays. This is so waging battle against highway piracy, clean fingerprints, Yeah, this is basically sort of a documentary-ish non-fiction strip about cops and how they foil crime and everything, rolling jail on wheels. So here's Policeman, which looks more jokey. And here's Buck Marshall, Range Detective. And here you go. This is there's some color here, but it's not really a color comic. And this is more in keeping of the westerns of the time. He's punching out dudes and stuff, riding his horse. I like these old western things. It's just manly man adventures, right? So then he foils these bad guys. There's Spy by Jerry Siegel and Mart Bailey. So, I mean, Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel created many, many other things. Aside from Superman, of course, Superman was their greatest creation. But there's a lot of these that slip through the cracks of history. So he's like a super spy, basically. And there's a lot of this kind of thing around the World War I and II era before James Bond, because there are a lot of these kinds of characters in real life that people would read about in newspapers. Larry Steele, Private Detective, by Ernst. And so this looks really cool. It was probably in newspapers as well of the time. Larry Steele, fighting crime, newspaper nightmare. So there's a whole prose thing, making it more of a magazine than anything else. It's comics, but it's also some of these story pages as well. A lot of this is like pulp, fisticuffs, noir adventure, right? Speed Saunders, Ace Investigator, and The Mammoth Mystery by Fred Gardner. Yeah, as I said, a lot of this probably were Sunday strips converted or made for this comic, but in the vein of Sunday strips. Bruce Nelson. What happened to all these characters? These manly man noir characters. Some great art here. There you go. He shoots some bad guy here and they team up. There's Cosmo, the Phantom of Disguise, illustrated by Sven Elvin. So here's more noir pulp adventure stuff. I love that they do these facsimiles. This is great. They should have done this like years and years and years ago. Slam Bradley by Siegel and Schuster, another Siegel and Schuster character that that fell through the cracks of history. Not like Superman, but it's another fisticuffs noir pulp adventure character. He's punching a guy right in the first right in the first panel, man. It's like, I gotta get my punching early here. So yeah, he rescues this bear or something. And there's usually like, the adventure characters are the main characters are drawn more realistically, and then there's usually like some goofy cartoonish character that tags along with them, who's drawn totally different. So this guy's the bad guy. Or is he Slam Bradley? I've lost track. Anyway, this guy gets mauled by a tiger. But not really, because he's here. Yeah, and Slam Bradley. So that guy was the bad guy. New York World's Fair Comics. The World's Fair, I guess, was coming up at the time, so it's a big deal. World's Fairs were a big deal back then, and you don't even hear about that kind of stuff anymore. And here's the back that has, like, BB pistol, lots of guns that look like guns, but they're toys. They'll have the big orange thing on them. Television rifle. Lots of guns, man. So that's the facsimile edition of Detective Comics number 31. Again, I love these. I know lots of people probably watching this, and lots of people in the comic book world love these as well, because it's basically a representation of the original with all the stories and warts and all. It's great to look back in history and see all these great characters. So if you like this video, please give it a like. It helps me out a great deal. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Lots of great comic book stuff on here. So until next time, take care.